I feel like the use of sarcasm in casual conversation is kind of weird. Because sometimes it definitely feels necessary and it feels like it will be funny, but is it really worth being funny at the expense of someone else? And I'm not talking about it with a group of close friends, because with a group of close friends, it's pretty known that everyone's just trying to have fun and joke around. But even then, I feel like sarcasm should be limited to mocking someone's actions and not specifically their character or something they can't change about themselves. Because the last thing you want is to genuinely hurt someone or make them insecure about something they genuinely can't control, just for one person to chuckle. What I'm trying to say is that if your goal when using sarcasm is to belittle or demean someone, there is a problem. Because even if everyone understands it's just a joke and it's not meant to be taken seriously, small, hurtful comments can stick with people for a long time. But sarcasm in the context of joking is a gray area that I advise you to proceed with caution, but generally I think it is acceptable. But sarcasm which is not in the context of joking should probably be stopped. Let's say you see someone across the room, whether you know them or not is not really important to this scenario, but you just see them with a pencil and a notebook. You go up to them and ask, "Hey, are you drawing something?" And they look at you and they say, "What does it look like I'm doing?" "Filing my tax reports, carving a pumpkin, jumping off of a bridge." Or maybe they hit you with one of the, "No, I'm talking to the school superintendent so they can personally teach you how to not be so stupid." To me, this level of hostility out of the gate just feels really unnecessary. Obviously, there's situations where hostility is kind of the only way out, but I'm not talking about those situations. Again, I'm talking about casual situations and conversations. Questioning someone's intelligence like this, to me, could underline a sense of superiority. And if not, an assumption or miscommunication leading to one party believing both are on the same page when logically it should be deduced that a question means one party definitely is not. In this situation, you weren't sure if this person was drawing, which is why you asked them, and for them to assume you knew they were drawing illustrates a gap in understanding. From what you saw, they only have a pencil and a notebook, so from your point of view, they very well could be filing their tax returns or something. Having a pencil and a notebook does not necessarily mean someone is drawing. So to ask if this person was drawing to you makes sense. But to the other person who knows they are drawing, it seems like a stupid question, especially if they believe it is visible or extremely obvious what they are doing. But even though this was a result of the aforementioned gap in understanding, I still think the other person in this scenario could have been more thoughtful and empathetic. Even if you think something is obvious, to another person it could not be as obvious. And again, a question means that the other person does not have the same level of information that they believe you do. So what I'm trying to say is that we should all try to be a little more thoughtful. We've all probably been on both sides of this exchange, yet we still fail to learn anything from being on the receiving end. The context for the same situation could be different for different people depending on their backgrounds, beliefs, and feelings. Not to mention the different level of exposure to the same situation. I believe clear communication is an important part of avoiding conflict, and sarcasm in a certain context can lead to the obstruction of clarity in a conversation. So what I'm trying to say is be thoughtful and think before you speak.